Okay, there we go. So, sorry for the quiet start. Hello, everybody. This is Swarmlord 39 of Almost Cool, here with another episode of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. I tried starting a few seconds ago, and for some reason, it said it was live, but it wasn't. Okay. Anyway, so last time we managed to connect Emma's accidental killing of Neil Marshall to our current case. Damon Gant is using it all is using Lana to cover up a whole bunch of crap, and including the murder of Goodman. And now all we got to do is get her testimony to conclusively connect him to the crime. Let's get right into it. Let's finish this thing. Now then, will she? Excuse me. Will she take the stand? Guy, you are the chief prosecutor. I'm sure you're aware of what is required of you. Edward, you already know everything. You know that all I've done these past 2 years. Provide with your testimony. And remember, you are under oath. We want to hear the truth. Your testimony. Tell us about your relationship with Chief Gant. Gant and the fabrication. I've been Gant for years. All by myself. I rearranged the crime scene. The mission was to get Dark convicted. It had nothing to do with Emma. I'm thinking this is where I present the handprint this time. Alrighty, let's cross-examine. Just gonna press for everything just in case, but I'm pretty sure I present the Emma's handprint thing at the years. 5 years. Which is gossip. And he was getting his last murder again. Point, she was traumatized. Okay. Yes. We found. I was the first person to discover that scene. Stuck in the victim's body. After an unfortunate accident. The reality is, it wasn't my sister who took the prosecutor's life. Something like that. What happened to the other murder weapon? Oh. Okay. Work out lining it inside his wound, then move the body. You do that. Why did you move the body? It's for that simple. You mean? I felt it would be more expedient to move the body. And shatter it into pieces. Whereas the jar must have been broken during their struggle. Apparently, the jar shattered at the time the crime was committed. Okay, let's see. Let's press right there and see if I can get the other bed. See, because I'm pretty sure we're taking apart everything here. Okay, the knife. Okay. Okay, that one... Okay, so no. So we go back to the jar. It's the knife. Okay. I thought there would be more needed in the bar. There was already... What's the matter? Apparently the jar shattered at the time the crime was committed. Okay, let's go in and check real quick. In under 10 minutes, weapon was found. Yeah, died from blood loss in under 10 minutes. So no, that one's fine. I think. Is it just the jar itself? Let's go back real quick and save, because I'm not losing this. So it means we actually overrode part of the saves from this own series. I'm thinking it's just the jar, because the jar, it had to have broken after he wrote it. Right? Unless it's... Let's just try it. Committed the crime. Even so, I'm compelled to bring everyone's attention to a significant contradiction with your testimony. And I quote, "The pieces of the the jar that shattered during the events threatened my plan. It's a simple oversight. The message was written with the victim's blood." Exactly, and that's where the contradiction lies. It had to be intact. Couldn't have written it on a shattered jar. More information is needed in regards to this jar and its message. We'll piece together the information to arrive at the truth. There's the blood traces on the jar, but it was dark in the room, so I didn't have time to check it out. I wiped away the blood. Now we get into cross-examination. So we're going to poke at everything. So, again, the usual press everything. Jar was already broken. That's... Yep. Oh, that helps my case. What do you mean? I thought Dark killed Prosecutor Marshall. Wouldn't have wiped away the blood. last piece. One final possibility. Dark, wipe away the blood. Isn't it the jar again? Because... Okay, usual save because I... Yeah, it's just at the jar again. Final piece in Chief Gant's safe. There's something even more disturbing at the final piece. There was still blood on it. And she gathered every last piece and wiped the blood off them. You were not the first one to show up on the scene. Didn't simply miss a piece? I'm afraid that's unlikely. The pieces are too big for anyone to miss, let alone an ace detective. Forgotten? When this witness arrived at the scene, the jar was already broken. There's no way a name could have been written on a shattered jar. The question is, if he did arrive first, why did he hide that fact for 2 years? Can you answer? Is that? Oh no! No freaked out face for the judge? I'm not the one on trial here. He proceeded to break the jar and purposefully hide one of the broken pieces. What is this action called? Fabrication of evidence. In light of what happened, isn't it clear? Over the scene, Lana Skye believed her sister Emma killed the victim. To help her sister, she sought Gant's aid. Sending her his aid, Gant helped her create evidence that incriminated Dark, sparing Emma, and therein lies the reason. Ow. Foul lies. The judge has limited sprites. Yeah, I can tell. But it's just like, that would have been so funny. Wait a minute. What if they're still... I'm in the middle of Gant's trap. Maybe right after all. What do you mean? You tell foul lies then? Specify once more. If evidence was fabricated behind your back, then Emma's accidental killing of Prosecutor Marshall might also have been a lie. Yeah, if you will. There's nothing to be afraid of anymore. This cross-examination may not change a thing. However, there's a possibility that it will if you tell the truth. I'll testify about what I really saw. Testify once more for the final time. The actual crime scene. Impaled on that suit of armor's sword. Being unconscious on the floor nearby. I thought she did it, that's why I erased all the evidence that linked her to the murder. Body was impaled on the sword. I do have proof. Me. Thought it might be needed. No. That was... This? No. Oh. Okay. Oh. There's a picture in here. The actual crime scene. The picture cut. The piece cut out from his vest. Could that be the cloth we found inside Chief Gant's safe? This. The handprint, right? And fingerprints. Those fingerprints, they're yours, Emma. Well, I mean, now begin cross-examination. Gant? It's too late for that. You already declined to testify. Enjoy the sound of the noose tightening around your own neck. That's right. You think I'm worried? Even if I can't testify, I can still present evidence. Still have some conclusive evidence? No, I don't. But someone does. What's your excuse? I'm gonna have to present it. I'm going to assume yes, because if he says no, I'm going to assume yes. Because it's a case of... Yeah, we have to show it. There's no way, I can't believe that we wouldn't have to show it, especially because... No. I'm going to assume that we have to do this. Right? Well, I'm gonna definitely cut that out. I'm going to assume we present this, and it's... I feel like I'm shooting myself in the foot here, but I also feel like there's... I've got to use this. Whose are they? No. But... Did I act? Did it? Watch. Okay, okay. So, oh, that's it? Okay. Well then, let's reload. So I'm not supposed... Then yeah, then I guess I'll cannot show evidence. Oh, there we go. That's why you don't present it. Because then he digs his own grave. Okay, that's why. Let him shoot himself in the foot. Okay. That would have... And... piece of evidence. Insurance. I didn't make police chief by dumb luck. I kept one more item for insurance. That piece of cloth. Next time you're asked, you're allowed to present it. Okay. Yeah, I'll show the evidence. Yeah, this time. The day of the crime. You personally cut this piece out of the victim's vest. Well, Your Honor. Must have been not have been forced. Let me do that. No. Okay. Well, I'll tell you. Everything's proceeding as predicted. I mean, yeah, now I present it because I'm not gonna... Why didn't you tell me? Hold it. Nope, it's not over yet. But this trial isn't over yet. Okay. Before I do that, there's one thing I'd like to clear up. Who really killed the Who really... You're absolutely right. Who killed Neil Marshall? I'm afraid that's not possible. Okay. Is it the photo itself? I feel like it might be the photo itself, because if he was hanging all that time... Right! There's blood all down his vest, but it's also on his shirt. A good look at it. Yes. Shirt showing underneath. Blood poured out of his mouth. That piece of cloth. Wait. There's no blood. There's no doubt she shoved the prosecutor aside. He was not impaled on the sword at that time. Let me ask you something. Not impaled when he was shoved aside. Who could have been? Only clue. I'll make Lana believe her sister did it. And you personally cut the bloodless piece of the victim's vest? Ironic. Oh! Oh, wow. You have to do better than that. I refute your allegations. Legal evidence. And steal that piece of cloth. That moment seems to be legal evidence. Oh, this is why she gave me the book. Assuming that it is indeed illegal. No evidence shall be shown without the approval. Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial. It's relevant. Saving, but I'm gonna say no. I did not. It is not. It is not illegal. Personally and illegally. I refuse to present it at one point. No, it isn't. Not that I didn't present evidence then, that I couldn't. Certain procedures when presenting evidence. Only one issue I left to be resolved. Is this evidence legal or not? Let's settle this once and for all. True. Evidence law. I've done my homework too, Chief. Fingerprints were on the piece of cloth. However, at that point in time, this was merely a piece of cloth, nothing more. You see, it's written right here. No evidence shall be shown without approval from the police department. On the evidence myself inside your safe. It goes without saying I did not have the approval. Well, 2. Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case. And here's the crux of the matter. You see, at the time, it was impossible for me to prove the relevance between the cloth and the SL9 incident. Relevancy just Sorry, as you recall, when was that picture presented? Only a few moments ago. Beginning of today's trial. The piece of cloth was still meaningless. Self-confessed to a certain truth. To verify this once more, on the day of the crime, you personally cut this piece of this piece of the victim's vest. It was then you approved this cloth as conclusive evidence. One person who could have cut this from the victim's vest is the one who stood before Prosecutor Marshall in his final moments. In other words, the real murderer. And there's only one person that could be. Gant. The killer was you. Oh, wow. I knew I should have gotten rid of him. For nothing. Snooping around the department trying to get something on me. They're being committed every day, yet he insisted on hounding me. Well, your crime wasn't exactly petty. He wanted to reinvestigate the case. And just started thinking, it's Bruce Goodman. Yeah, that's right. If the evidence is transferred, it was my only chance to find out the truth. You gotta help me. Goodman turned him down, as he ought to. Still, Jake Marshall didn't know when to quit. Stole Goodman's idea and tried to take the evidence. He came to me that day, wanted to file a lost item report. I went with him to the evidence room. Then all of a sudden, he decided to speak out. What are you talking about, Goodman? Can you please reopen the investigation, Chief? Can't transfer the evidence out. There are too many questions left unanswered. He opened his evidence locker, and as he was taking the evidence out, he said, "It's not too late. I'm going to hand this over to Marshall." To be honest, I was a bit taken aback by his words. I had a bad feeling when he came to see me, but I never thought he'd bring up SL9. The accursed knife. Didn't just pull it out. Hurried to wipe it up. Bloody handprint. Alright, I couldn't think of any other way to move the body. Burger trunk, but what's the big deal? I think a lot more than us detectives ever will. How could you get this guy involved in all of this? The evidence from Detective Goodman's locker. So, you left the jar for fragments in the glove. They did their jobs well, much to my dismay. Why do you stand in court? Then you'll understand. Whew. Like it's time to say goodbye. You were once a fine investigator and an example to the others on the force. I'm sorry to learn you are no longer that person. Just so around you can't go wrong. Two things I want you to understand. First, your sister never hurt anyone. Second, Damon Gant betrayed you from the beginning. You see, Miss Sky, you no longer have any reason to keep silent. I'll tell everything. All that I've done these past 2 years. From the time I had Gant help me forge evidence up until today. From now, you might make it to the top. Liar. Stop it, Bailey. A good self-examining is in order for all of us. This guy, you were innocent of murder. However, while the chief blackmailed you, the fact is you still acted as his accomplice. Trial will be scheduled for these crimes at a later date. What are you smiling? It's been a long time since I've... Regarding the charge of murder, this court finds the defendant not guilty. Oh my gosh. That's all. This court is adjourned. Alrighty. Long last, it's over. Emma? That's a long face. At least she wasn't convicted for a murder she didn't commit. After the trial ended, I can see why Mia Fey thought so highly of you. I owe you my thanks, Mr. Wright. You too, Mr. Edgeworth. No, I did my best too, but Mom didn't say a single word to me. Gumshoe interrupts. Yes, I am. I'll come back later. Hey, what is it? This is on purpose, aren't you? I'm kidding. My sister again? No, not this time. Okay. You. Right, I thought you'd like to see someone. Should you be doing this? She's still under arrest, you know. Well, I won't tell if you won't. First time in my life I ever panicked. Until we cover up the truth. No, I was wrong. It was the only way I could make it through the past 2 years. Couldn't bring myself to tell you what I did. I went back on you that day. What? Sorry. Oh. Aww. I don't think so. Alright, Mr. Gumshoe. Sure we'll meet again someday. Isn't that right, Edgeworth? Stop hiding and come over here. Where was he hiding? Congratulations. Right. Well, I'll be going now. Edgeworth, I hope you don't blame yourself for what happened. You're the ones who acted corruptly, not you. Wait, no matter what anyone may say, I realize... I can't correct. Edgeworth? Can't even trust myself anymore. No, you'll understand. I do despise criminals. I plan to dedicate my entire life to fighting them. Flip it. Edgeworth. If I was given enough time, I might have tried to pull something like Chief Gant did. That thought terrifies me. I can't continue as a prosecutor. We're both the best of the best when it came to fighting crime. Both made the same mistake. Think back to today's trial. You weren't alone. You were able to present evidence that would otherwise have gone undiscovered. But... Oh, frick. And I've totally forgotten what it... Actually, Lana's... No, not Lana's picture. Lana gave it to me. It's gotta be on the other end of today's stuff, so... Past all that. Past the security video. Past that. It was in this section. I feel like it's the piece of cloth! Except for we didn't... Or the evidence list? I found half, but he had his own half. Dang it, this is a bonus question, but I don't want to get it wrong. Because I don't think it was that. I found that. It wasn't that. Actually, those were from it, so it was only... I'm thinking the evidence list, because he had the other half. Piece of cloth, we found him and Gant was the reason it got out. Evidence law was about her. I'm thinking this. Oh, I'm gonna be really annoyed if I get this wrong. The picture. You had one half and I had the other. Part we wouldn't have been able to completely restore Emma's picture. Loose ends that need wrapping up. What will you do now? Whatever you do, just remember, you can let what happened kill the prosecutor in you, or you can help. Yeah, it's up to you. No problem. I'll be waiting for you in court. I suppose the question is, did I get that bonus question right? But I guess I can find out some other time. Might have visit soon too. It seems we both have a lot of catching up to do. First book I ever bought. And so another case came to a close. As for the sisters, I have faith. Faith that their lives have only just begun. As for me, I think it's time I started a new journey of my own. A journey to rediscover myself. Well, don't go tracking off just yet, pal. As a detective, there's just a little matter to be resolved about the chief prosecutor. See, she isn't supposed to be let out of jail like this. I thought you said it was okay. Yeah, well, it may be okay with me, but... Basically, I had to bribe a guard in order to sneak her out for 30 minutes. Believe me, it wasn't cheap. Well, you see, he's the one footing the bill. What? What? Why is it? I suddenly feel like I want to scream. Come on. Arranged for a friend of mine in Europe to take care of Emma. I hope she'll be pleased to study under a top coroner. For me, this affair has been pretty much ended for my days at the prosecutor's office. Still, I'll manage to find my way back to the field somehow. Then I'll be able to investigate crimes together with Emma. Makes me wonder if they're involved in another game. Although it'd probably have to be way far toward. I thought it was a gunner for a moment there. Again, though, he overlooked my unauthorized investigation of the chief's office. If we penalized you anymore, it'd be worse than firing you. Yep, that's what they said. Just goes to show, you can't shake me off that easy. Poor Gumshoe. Oh, jeez. Beacons! New mission is to guard the main entrance and take care of Billy. Believe it? I've been demoted to a security guard. Partner's keeping an eye on the entrance for me today. I'll show them, though. Someday I'm going to make detective. Just like... Partner at the main entrance. Is... Really? Okay, that was... It finally broke. That was great. Marshall, what is it? Can't you see I'm having a showdown with my steak lunch? The star managed to sneak this into me. She's seeing one of the guards, it seems. Another boyfriend. Looks like you did it. You even gave back her smile. Can you make sure Billy and the gang get their water? Looks like we won't be seeing each other for a while. Farewell, again I put a new meal on the menu. The right way lunch. Top layer tastes as bitter defeat, but the bottom layer is as sweet as victory. Kids seem to dig the turnabout theme. It's a hot seller around exam time. Just make sure not to eat it backwards. Judge, never forget what that young defense lawyer said after the trial. Let's see, what was his name again? Mr. Left. Anyway, he said he's been doing something or other for, how many years? Anyway, got another try to get to, so I better be... Oh no, I forgot my gavel. Sorry, gotta go. Oh, jeez. Maya! Fresh country air. Just hearing you and your objection. Still, I can't go back until I'm a full-fledged spirit medium. Mystic Maya, afternoon training's about to begin. Oh, you're around, Nick. Edgeworth, right? You're Edgeworth. Oh boy. I brought you your tea. What? I'm assuming that will be explained either now or we'll find out what happens in the next episode, what that meant. Coming to see me off. Going to Europe. We'll be alright. All I have to do is open this book. Wait, are they actually making meat? That's adorable. That is adorable. That is adorable. All right. And well, I guess next time we'll be on Justice for All. Very nice. Well, everyone, I hope you enjoyed wrapping up this part of the this part of the trilogy. So next time we go on this, we'll be starting game 2 and all that everything that entails. Oh boy, that was... Oh, that case was great. Anywho, hope you guys all enjoyed watching this run through, and we'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.